Steve, you're back. Obviously, last year was a great year, but not quite as great, I guess, as you wanted it to be, right? So, I mean, how would you classify your season last year?
Yeah, obviously got the fact that I lost the last fight. The way it went, but some good things to take from the year. First year, beating Anthony Pettis twice, overcoming adversity. Having 0 points, having kind of hard chances of qualifying and then doing it, making it all the way to the final. Even in the final fight, like I overcame adversity even in the first round. Probably lost the first round due to the leg kicks. I then came back, took him down, dominated that round until obviously the end. Got caught by a shot. Shit happens. And yeah, just get back to it. Get knocked down, get back again. I've got the experience of the kind of PFL tournament now. And just one fight at a time. So focusing on this fight in a couple of days' time.
I know that, you kind of had a love-hate relationship with the sport, right? I mean, and just everything that was around it. So I kind of wondered, like, where does that stand now? I mean, seeing you get all the way to the end but come up short, I wondered if it kind of reinvigorated that passion for it, or if it was another frustration for you.
Yeah, it's like mixed emotions. It always is with this sport. The highest of highs and the lowest of lows. I did struggle, after that loss, motivation-wise, to think like go through another grueling year, and so the motivation wasn't great at the start of the camp, to get back to training and all that. But now that we're kind of closer, and when I got an opponent, and I'm motivated now. It's just like you get knocked down, get back up again, try again. I know that I'm potentially 4 fights away from winning $1 million again. So, one fight at a time and go in there and smash it.
Talk about the matchup you do have here in the opening round. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, he's a good opponent. He's well-rounded. To be honest, everybody in the division, thinking about who would I want, like they've all got different challenges. Nathan, he looks fairly well-rounded. I do believe I'm better on the ground and on the feet. I'll give him the judo advantage. He's got an advantage in the judo, but we're not doing judo. And he is dangerous. Like I'm not being overly confident. Like he is dangerous. Most judo guys, if they get on top of you, they're heavy, they're strong, and that's what I see from watching him fight. Like grappling wise, anyway, he likes to choke, like most judo guys do. Some of them are good at arm bars. On the feet, he's a wee bit like a zombie. Just comes forward, absorbs the shots. No, the best IQ actually, because he's done that sometimes, and that doesn't mean you're winning just because you're coming forward. Like when he fought Olivier, he was getting pieced up. It was a close fight, but he lost that fight just by plodding forward and getting hit. So he's a good opponent, but I believe him better.
Awesome. Last thing for me, as I said, you got the experience of the season under your belt. Are there any changes you're going to make in the way you approach either the season, the training, the fights themselves, whatever, based on what you learned last year?
Not really too much, apart from, like I said earlier, like in the Martinez fight, I maybe made some like IQ decisions where like chasing footlocks and losing the bottom position, then losing that round. So being careful of like, giving up a position and being a bit more smart with like thinking of the round and just the experience of it. I think I was rusty when I fought him, so I made some mistakes. I don't think I'll make them again. But and then from the Olivier fight is the low kicks were obviously like tripped me a few times, starting to land. So maybe just dealing with something a wee bit different. If Nathan comes out and tries and kicks my legs, then I've got something prepared for that. So yeah.
Okay, Stevie, I was going to ask just, how is your daughter doing? Obviously, that's been a point that we've been talking about a lot. Is she doing a little better right now?
Yeah, she's all right. I mean, it's been happening for like, 4 years? 4 years she's been dealing with seizures and epilepsy and stuff. So, Yeah, it's like she has good moments and bad moments. Nothing's changed in aspects of me training and being away, and obviously the fundraiser got a bit viral and that, like that sense. But I mean, people ask me if that's a distraction. It's just an online thing, and it was a couple of days. I'm still smashing training. I'm still training away, and yeah, nothing really changes for this fight. It's more the next fight that might be. Is going to be challenging because she's due to get surgery 4 weeks before the second fight, so that's probably going to be the difficult one. But again, I'm disciplined. I know that life has to go on. I have to try and be there as much as I can for my daughter. Although I know that, you know, even if I wasn't there, like, you know, while she's recovering after the surgery, my wife's there. You know, and I obviously trust my wife to look after Mila until I get shit done. You know, Natalie's got like her mum and dad and family and friends and all that as well. So, yeah, but for this fight, no distraction. I'm prepared as always, and I'm going to try and smash it.
Well, certainly sending that positive energy. I did want to ask, you know, your fight for the playoffs was in NYC, if I'm not mistaken, didn't get to go back to Europe for the playoffs. Is that something that you are hoping to be a part of if they go back to Europe this year?
Yeah, I was a wee bit gutted about, like, adding them both up. Like, they came to the UK twice and I was on none of the cards. But then at the same time, I twisted Pettis in Madison Square Garden. So, yeah, like, that was obviously really cool to fight in Madison Square Garden. But when I was at the UK shows, I was like, oh, fuck, it would have been so cool to fight on these cards. And more for my fans, I've got quite a crazy fan base. Like, if you go and watch any of the UFC Scotland fights, even watch them back, everybody you could hear is like, you know, chanting Stevie fucking Ray. It's quite rare to hear that, you know, so vocal. So it'd be good to almost to give back to all my fans, because a lot of them, obviously, it's a struggle to come away out to Vegas and watch me fight. So I'm hoping they're coming to Europe at some point. Because yeah, obviously I'm hoping to make the playoffs, make the whole thing. If they come to the UK for the playoffs, I hope it's my weight class. If no, just put me on it, like me and another guy on it. But then I was thinking, if I didn't make the playoffs, it'd be cool to maybe just fight on one of the European cards anyway. You know, like they're going to, I think is it France in September, and they're also going to Dublin in December. That would be cool to fight on that card, if obviously things didn't go to plan. So I feel like I've got a plan A and plan B. If you know, I've got stuff to do. Yeah.
I believe this is your first time fighting in Las Vegas in your professional career. What's it like knowing you're about to fight in the fight capital of the world?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool, man. Like, just all positive, all cool. I've been to Vegas a few times, 3 or 4 times. I was scheduled to fight here once, but I got cancelled due to visa issues. But yeah, it's just cool, man. Like, I thought Madison Square Garden, this is like the biggest arena in the world to fight in. I've done that. You know, I've fought in multiple different places: Canada, America, Brazil, Singapore. Like, I've been a bit. So it's just like add another place to the CV, if you like. It's just pretty cool, man.
And you said you have a great fan base and that your fundraiser went viral. What was it like to see how the MMA community got together and helped support?
Yeah, quite surreal, man. Like, just, you know, to see, you know, the first kind of viral one was Dana White gave £10,000. Then PFL came back and gave 15,000. I hope that wasn't down to any pressure or whatever, but you know, they had to. Dana gave 10. Fuck, we better give a bit more, but yeah, and then like a couple of other ones, like Shane Burgos gave 1,000, Paddy Pimlet, yeah, like, and Sean O'Connell gave $4,000, like, just so overwhelming for all the community to come together. A lot of it was the MMA community, as well as complete strangers. it was good just for me and my wife to actually get the story out, because there was even some people that were close to us that were like, shit, I never realised how, like, what was going on and what was needed and how serious it could be. And so yeah, pretty cool, pretty overwhelming. And like my coach said, he's like, man, that's because of what you've done in this sport. Like, obviously the story as well, but it's because of what you've done. People respect you, and yeah, it's just cool, man.
Awesome,
Thanks.
Right. I saw obviously here today another fighter, guy from your gym, Paul Craig, is here. What role did Paul play in your training camp, if any, and also is he going to be cornering you?
Yeah, so Paul and James will be cornering me. To be honest, just, you know, it's cool that he's now part of our gym. You know, he's a big guy, so we didn't do too much stuff together, because he's like, what, 3 weight classes above me. But I did ask him to show me some wee tricks of the triangle. So yeah, he showed me that. You never know. Maybe if Nathan does take me down, I'll hit the bear Jew triangle on him. But yeah, nah, it's just cool to, you know, have such another high level athlete now training beside us. You know, him and multiple other guys we've got, you know, at a higher level. And that's another reason PFL need to come to Scotland. Not just the UK, come to Scotland. I've got a bunch of killers in the gym that would go on the undercard. One of my teammates, Dylan Took, he's on the European one, so watch out for him. He's an absolute savage. He's a featherweight, but I think he's done the tournament at lightweight. And yeah, it'll be cool, man. It's going to be cool.
And Paul's going to be in your corner as well?
Yeah,
and
man.
Who else do you have?
James, my main corner. Yeah, James, my main coach, he'll be there, and then Paul as well.
Okay, and then my last question. I've seen St. Andrews, the home of the game of golf, is about an hour and 15 minutes from Bathgate, and then 40 minutes from Kirkcaldy. I don't know exactly where you live, but do you ever play golf yourself? And since you live in golf's mecca, basically.
Yeah, so I've played golf. I'm not very good, so yeah. I mean, it's good for someone to do. Like, I could see me getting into it more for like some downtime. But when you've got 4 kids and you have 4 kids at home, you've already got a professional career. You know, fighting. There's no time for watching the TV. Never mind going for a game of golf. So, but yeah, I quite like watching it now and again, and a few of my mates are quite into it. So, something maybe down the line when the kids get older.
Thank you.
No worries.
Well, good. Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Done. Cool.